and welcome to the Pop Culture Green Room. I am your co-host, Kimberly Bryant.
And I'm Blair Bryant.
Hi.
Hello. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good. I'm a little tired.
Same here.
Couple of nails. So I tried to clip them down. I need to get them redone because they're looking a little gross.
I need to do mine because I used to do that pretty regularly, but I need to do better.
Slacking a little bit on the self-care department these past few days. But
Aren't we all?
given the circumstance, really not bad.
They really aren't, to be honest. We have to be kind of ourselves, but we aren't doing that bad considering. But yeah, all the small victories, just take them all.
Small victories. Yep, we're getting there. Slowly but surely we're getting
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, okay. Great debate. We're going to start off by,
It's
okay,
thought it'd be
Brittany
fun.
and Jax. Brittany
Yeah.
Cartwright and Jax Taylor. Okay, this is where I say the great debate starts. Actually, Blair already won this because we were feuding. It wasn't like a big feud, but just not that long ago because I was convinced that I was really convinced at first that the fighting and everything was all of it was a publicity stunt. I really did think that because I thought that was just, I mean, years of Jax having experience with production,
Right.
and I figured why not stir up some drama whenever you're getting ready to film with
The Valley, right.
so I honestly thought that's what it was. At first I was like, okay, well played, but then
I get it, because I mean, the new shows come out. We didn't really know how it was going to do. So, I get it. I mean, I didn't agree with that, but I got it.
and so then as the season started to progress and you watched on camera how he treated Brittany.
Yeah, yeah.
So of course, at first I was like, she knew who she was.
Yeah,
I
fair.
think fair enough. I agree. I think
Hmm.
plenty of people did. I mean, made that comment.
Yeah, yeah.
Then again, people mature, they get older. I think they got married, they had a family, and I guess
I think it seemed fine for a little bit while, but then all of a sudden, like right before it was going to premiere, we hear that they were separated and Brittany was moving out of the house.
yep. So she moved out of the house. She's back for a while.
Yeah,
Has it
yeah.
been since February? It was it before February?
I don't remember exactly, but
So
probably
yeah, I want to say that's about that timeline, but however it is,
it's been a minute. Yeah,
and then he was in the month of August, he was pretty much in, I guess, like a wellness facility, maybe like a rehab.
yeah, mental health type facility, right?
Yeah. And then today the news came out, and look, I'll share my screen here that he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and post-traumatic stress disorder, which that's actually
Mhm.
to me it made sense.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it definitely adds up. I mean, look what all he's been. Um, Look how he's been over the past like several years since we've seen him on Vanderpump, and how he's not really changed. And it's kind of funny because it's like, I mean, he just like essentially like, I mean, I wouldn't really say throw Sandoval under the bus because it's kind of the other way around, but it's kind of like that. He's felt vindicated, but then at the same time, he still wasn't, he was still pretty shitty himself still, and
Yeah, I mean, he
which,
had good days, that's for sure.
yeah, yeah, oh, totally.
I totally let him like just keep throwing mud at at Sandoval and crucifying him. I let him do it. I was like, Jackson is
Yeah, because I mean, that's what we thought because it's like this whole new character arc with him, and it's like, I mean, it's propping him and Brittany up. They're about to come, like, have a bit of a resurgence because, the Vanderpump, not Vanderpump, but the Valley coming out, and then their podcast that they had when reality hits, and it's like, things were kind of doing like, we're turning around for them, and then all of a sudden, the Valley's about to air soon, and all of a sudden we hear Brittany's moving out, and we're here like,
and so and with all
yeah,
that, it seemed like it was to me. It seemed like it was a setup. Like I figured, like I said, well played.
yeah,
Go ahead, you can milk it. But then it just seemed like because to me it seemed like even with photographs
yeah.
where it seemed like it was like almost like subliminal messages, like saying that they weren't together, but then it's like, okay, they are together spending time, and it was weird. It seemed like they were putting on a show at first, but now I guess
Yeah, John publicity again. And I didn't really believe that because especially there was a kid involved. And a lot of it was just kind of like, Well, there were a lot of people who were kinda saying stuff, like, whenever they saw from Watch What Happens Live, people have, like, I guess, who've really, like, studied Jackson enough, and I guess maybe watched Vanderpump Rules, like, probably more than once, like, kinda cycled through it more than
Okay,
once,
that
and
makes sense.
'cause, I mean, I've only watched it once because I can't, like, as a whole, like, they give me a headache, but so I couldn't watch the series more than once. A lot of people have done that, and people have, like, really studied Jackson's behavior over the years and observed him and seen who he was. A lot of them are kinda like, "Yep, he's the same old guy, he hasn't changed any at all," you know? They're
Right.
like, "Brittany, yeah, but not him." And so, like, none of them would probably be surprised, but after kind of hearing a lot of things like that, and then also just seeing how much, that Brittany was really looking after her kid and all, and, like, and through all this, and the pictures with the publicist that with Jackson when they're looking a little too cozy.
Right. Well, see, well, that's what
Yeah, it's
so
I was kinda thinking, I'm like, there's no way, like, that
well, my and then the reason why I was thinking that it could have been a publicity stunt because when you saw the pictures of
oh, that's right, her being a publicist for
yeah,
doing
she's
that.
also Britney's publicist, and then
Yeah,
like
true.
a few days or a few weeks later, they were photographed together.
We have to Watch What Happens Live,
Yeah,
yes.
then she
So that
had
was very confusing,
yeah,
yeah.
and then she defended her. So it's
Yeah,
just there was so much going on. I'm like, well, what's
yeah.
what's real? What isn't?
Yeah, oh, yeah, I think intuitively, I was kinda thinking, I'm like, "I think the separation's real." And sure enough, what happens to, like, in the news a couple days ago, it's not that they are divorcing.
Right. And then and we say that with like I mentioned, Jax had taken to his Instagram and he released a statement. He says here, I've got it pulled up because I'm sharing a screen. Says a little over a month ago, I checked into an intensive inpatient treatment facility. I'm scared of the unknown and what I would find out about myself. After many years of knowing something was wrong, but not knowing exactly what it was, I recently learned I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and PTSD. It's been a lot to process and an emotional time for me. However, I come home to my son with a newfound sense of peace. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared for my future, but my focus is just trying to be a better version of myself than I was yesterday. Mental health is a lifelong battle of not letting it control you, but rather you learning to control it. Thank you. Thank you, everyone who has reached out. Thank you, everyone who has reached out and support and who also shared their own personal struggles with me. Your messages have helped me more than you know. And you know what? I admire him for doing that because of the fact that mental health has become such a huge issue and there's
Right,
still a
right.
stigma on it. And I think that combined with I don't know how it is with this substance abuse, um, where that plays a part in it, or if it does, because I mean clearly we see him
Yeah.
drink alcohol on screens.
Yeah, 'cause we've heard rumblings and rumors, but I
Right.
don't know, like, what's been confirmed or what hasn't been. But I mean, I've heard too that he has borderline personality disorder, which to me, that explains a lot of it too.
Mhm.
I'm just wondering, like, I know with that being said, but now with the bipolar disorder diagnosis and the PTSD diagnosis, it's up to him to do the work,
That's very
to
true.
better himself.
Yeah, that's true. I'm glad that he's taking the steps. So I'm curious as to see what happens. So I'm assuming that that's what it was that Lala and Sheena were filming for him for the Valley. I believe that's what I heard.
Oh, they were. I knew that because I mean, I figured they were gonna be on there as friends of anyway,
Right.
especially with Vanderpump kind of being on pause and not really sure what's going on with that. Um, but then also with because they were on a couple episodes of The Valley anyway, and I kind of figured they were gonna kind of expand their role this season. So I don't know if they're necessarily filling in for him, but in a way, it kind of makes sense that maybe they are because I mean they kind of need something to film, like some kind of content, if he wasn't around
Yeah, and I could
for a
see
better part
that.
of it. So that could be part of it, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm definitely looking forward to season two of the Valley because
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna lie, this first season it was a lot better than I expected.
Yeah, it was, it really was, and I was excited about it, it was really good and
It was
entertaining.
fresh. It was fresh
Yeah.
faces, and it wasn't like produced and overly produced, and
No.
it was new storylines, and it was like I said, it was new faces, like and people who that were really that were really real, and in those moments, and I loved it, and I appreciated everything.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm okay to see how
Sorry.
everything will I did see that they did film a scene together because I think there were scenes that Jackson and Brittany weren't filming together, but there
That
was a
makes
scene
sense.
I did see recently. I believe it was today.
Yeah.
Full line, but they had filmed there.
But yeah, it'll be interesting because I mean, the whole, like I mean, everybody's kind of looking forward to seeing like, oh, we'll see what happens with Kristen, and her new boyfriend, and then Jackson, and Brittany, and then now they're separated. And then how she called him out on camera and clearly didn't give a shit and was like, and basically calling him out, saying like breaking down the fourth wall, saying how it's like you act this way and say these things in front of the camera, you're gonna do this and do better and get help and everything, but you don't, and now you don't give a shit about me. So I guess that she broke down the fourth wall and didn't care, and I love that, and all that they showed that. And but also like the whole Jesse and Michelle of it all too, and how they're splitting up. Or now they're
Yes.
filed for divorce from, apparently they've done that not very long after this whole thing happened. So it's gonna be, yeah, we got lots of check and see how this next season's gonna come and be. And then I heard rumors about I can't remember where I saw that with Vanderpump, that they're rumored to actually still going to be doing that, but recasting the
Yeah, I've heard that there's talks of them still rolling out a season 12 with I think the original cast, but then but then that's going to be it, and then they're going to recast. That's what I've heard most recently.
that makes the most sense to me. Just to kind of tie up loose ends.
Yeah, but
So I can see that happening. Yeah.
but every a lot of things right there right now with the Bravo show is kind of like
Opening area. Something's amiss over at Bravo, and I feel like there's gonna be a lot of change going on. What do you think of that? Because it's like,
it needs to be done. Since to the point now where it's just, especially when it comes to we're seeing where it's like we've got cast members who are being penalized and being punished
yeah,
for things that other cast members for other
we got away with like a slap on the wrist, if not, if anything at all.
right.
Yeah, yeah,
And I think there's a serious problem with that. And I think there
yeah.
needs to be like a really big sit down meeting and just really write some rules and regulations and guidelines and get that figured out.
I agree. Yes, because it's like, well, I mean, it's kind of like with whole like Bethany Frankel's, whole reality reckoning that she was planning on having. I mean, love her or hate her, but in a funny way, it's kind of like I think it didn't really quite go the way she wanted it to.
Yeah,
But then,
the way that she
but
handled.
it seems like what's happening, it's almost kind of like it's kind of like it's gradually happening, but just like not really the House of Cards. I think that she was kind of thinking, but almost kind of like chess, but not chess, not checkers. So I kind of feel like it's happening, but just slow.
To me, it seems like things are being unearthed. It's kind of like, okay,
That's what it feels like to me, precisely. Yes.
there have been these complaints, and now Leah's complaining about this
Yeah.
and saying that she had her issues while she was dealing with her bipolar disorder, and
Yeah.
she was she started drinking again, and so I'm thinking they're probably like, okay, so how many more other
Yeah.
members are there with similar issues? And so I think
Yeah.
that's what it was. They could start to really like unearth things then her reckoning. But that's I'm very curious though as to how what is going to happen with Bravo.
I'm curious too, like a certain hilarious Southern gentleman told me once before. If the head of the fish is rotten, the rest of the body's gonna rot too. So, yeah, that's why I think eventually Andy's and
Except
yeah. It may not happen this year, but I think I'm gonna say next year.
got it.
He's probably gonna step down, and I mean, I think he's gonna be okay career wise, but he's gonna be fine. But
Yeah.
I think, yeah, there needs to be a shake up, and I'm kind of thinking that's probably what's gonna happen.
We shall.
He's gonna go.
Yeah, that makes
And I think that kind of needs to happen because it's like if you look at it in the grand scheme of things and like things I've like heard about, but also too like he could be a bit of a nightmare from allegedly. So I'll just say that.
give an example.
Well, I mean, he's obviously like not really good with the like when it comes to like the whole like commingling with like the people in the show, like their cast, and it's just like yeah, and it's kind of like if he's like allegedly like doing cocaine with them and things like that and partying, and it's like he's supposed to be like their boss.
Right. For
And
example, like the video that came out with
he,
him and Kate Chastain and Brandi Glanville.
no, that I'll say with that video, it seemed from more of like it didn't seem like it was that serious, kind of more from a joking
And I 100%,
standpoint.
yeah, I believe it.
But at the same time, I mean, yeah, I don't know if you want to have anything like that on camera, like
Right. And
this must be joking. Yeah.
yeah, fake was to piggyback off of your statement was that that's not professional.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I see what you, yeah. Yeah, I agree. That definitely isn't, that was definitely the line that was crossed. So yeah, I think that, I mean, amongst other things too, but I'll just say also that if you want to hear like a lot more, for anyone, if they don't listen to Beyond the Blind, especially the Patreon, look for Andy Cohen episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
how you get your
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, that's not even tip of the iceberg, but yeah, then also like I don't want to say too much because I'm kind of scared of him, and rightfully so. That's what's behind a paywall. But anyway, if you want to go to that podcast, I highly recommend it. But I highly, highly recommend it. Patreon. You will not be disappointed, and it's money well spent.
got it. Yeah, well,
I'll say that. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So in other news, I saw this story first on TMZ, and then of course all over the internet. This is Nikki Bella and Artem. I'll let you help me with the last name.
I need it in front of me, but I can let me see, get it for a second.
Where did I hadn't come?
Yeah, I don't do too bad with pronunciations because I think I like to practice them, but mm,
I don't know.
you may grab it in a second.
Or we can just say Artem C from Dancing with the Stars. So there was a domestic violence incident. We still don't even have confirmation that it was.
Artem Chigvintsev.
Okay.
Yeah.
We still don't have 100% confirmation that it was Nikki Bella, but from all accounts, from what it looks like,
Yeah,
was. She
that's
was even more than
unfortunate.
playing. Yeah, that was very unfortunate. It's horrible. She'll see Morgan playing without her wedding. Um,
Without a wedding ring.
right, yeah. Let's see here. Hold up another article.
Yeah, they're not really a couple I really follow very much, but from what little things I've seen here and there, it sounds like I think that they're friends of people who are sources have come forward and saying that they've been they've had a volatile relationship for a while.
Yeah, that article from CNC that I had brought up. That's pretty much what they mentioned, but
And it's really sad, especially when there's a kid involved.
no, most definitely. And I want to say they met Dancing with the Stars. Like I followed
Yes.
a little bit. I remember watching. I believe it was their wedding. It was a few years ago. Like it was. I want to say around like 2019.
Okay, yeah. And like I remember him because if I can recall correctly, he was on the very first season of Say Think Can Dance. He was a contestant.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah. And like he was actually married at the time.
Really?
Hmm. Yeah.
That's why his name sounds familiar.
Yeah, I absolutely remember him. And he just kind of like ended up carving out his own career and stuff that way. And yeah, and yeah, I was right. Yeah, he definitely
Got it. And so, assuming they met from Dancing with the Stars, is that what I read correctly? I believe.
think so. I believe so. Hmm.
Research, but I believe that's what it was. I think that they met from doing Dancing with the Stars. I do know that it was like a brief, like a really quick
Yeah.
romance. I do know that much, but
Mhm.
it's sad. It's a horrible. But I mean, if it's true, that's usually how it happens. Though it's like people wouldn't suspect it, but it seems like people very quickly can't. Like they know that there's just been a history of household issues. But apparently, it started where he called the police. That didn't really shock me.
Oh yeah, that's
What I think it is, just from my personal experience, that
really.
playing the victim, if that is what happened. But that's to me what it looks like, and said that she threw the shoes at him. But however, he was arrested, so
Yeah.
they said she had wounds on her, I believe. So, oh goodness, wishing all the best for her, her safety, and for her child.
Yeah.
Because that is not cool at all when there's a
Yep.
child involved. But
And he ruined his career.
yeah, that is a bit of a nightmare.
It's like I wish more people think before they act, you know. But at the same time, for something like that, it's like I mean, it's inexcusable and it's disgusting behavior. But
And it's usually something that's
why?
going on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And also makes me think about his first wife, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did say that they were married.
He was married before, yeah.
Yeah, now I am really curious.
Yeah. And they weren't married. They weren't married very long either. I think like a year.
Oh, wow.
Because remember, she had auditioned too, but he didn't. She didn't make it on the show. She didn't make it on the show, but he did. Yeah.
I do remember that.
Hmm.
I remember somewhere his name was familiar to me.
Yeah.
He was on Dancing with the Stars, but I just couldn't put together why he was familiar. Looks
Yeah.
that okay.
I definitely want to look up more about that because, like, I'm almost 100% sure that he was on the very first season as a contestant. But it's like for some reason it's really weird. It's like they pretty much like try to. It was a really interesting weird show because the very first season, Lauren Sanchez hosted it.
Yeah,
What's his name?
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos' fiance. She hosted it. And it's like it's a season that everybody seems to forget. It seems like almost like they want to forget about it. I don't because the format was a little bit different. But for some reason, season two on down, it just caught on like wildfire and became huge,
God,
which is really interesting because it's like I didn't really imagine that to be the case, but it happened that way.
yeah,
And
I fully watched it. Yeah,
yeah,
over time I fell off of it. I fell off of a lot of things.
yeah,
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out though. But I'm definitely having my eyes and ears peeled for all of that.
yeah, that was him. Okay, just like I thought, that was him on season one. Okay, Sal was right. Yep. Hmm. Yeah.
In other reality news, what we have here, we've got Alexis Bellino and John Jansen. That's a brand. What is it? Johnny J. That's his rebreak.
Lord have mercy.
They're engaged after 9 months of dating, of being together. But what's so odd is that um I don't know. It's weird. It just seems like a whole competition to Alexis, like this whole thing. And it seems like Shannon clearly is trying to move on.
Yeah, you know what's funny about it too is that Alexis was always kind of like that. I remember her being like, especially when she was on one of like her season, especially her first season, she was always trying to one up people. So like in a way, none of this surprises me how it's like that. She's been like single white female and Shannon this whole time. And then meanwhile, like, yeah. Archie, yeah.
That was a new dog, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's fuck.
And then Shannon's man, it's like Shannon's over here like at unbothered.org. And meanwhile, like Alexis is trying to do everything she can to like, ruffle her feathers and stuff. It bothers Shannon a little bit more than that. But I just want to say that. I think it's just kind of funny to say that. I'd imagine now she's not really that phased by it and just kind of like look at that little psychopath. But it's
Well, I will say one thing for sure. I've never seen anybody get a DUI or yeah, a DUI and come up out on top. But she's
on this, yeah, and it's like, you know what? I like that for because I feel like that she's doing a better job with being accountable and working through things than people give her credit for.
right.
At
Yeah,
least so far. So I'm hoping that this like she stays that way because like stays the course because like I'm rooting for her and I'm glad to see a lot of people are rooting for Shannon.
definitely.
Yeah.
She's like how she handles her sobriety.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Person, like I think that would be. I mean, I would hope that that would be my end for drinking, but
Oh yeah, especially something like that.
rock bottom is
Yeah, it's true.
good. And then if this is what's going to work for her, then that's going to work for her.
Yeah, I agree. Hmm.
I'm just glad that no one or living thing was harmed. But that could have been really, really bad.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm curious to. So if they get married, what do you think? How long do you think they're gonna be married for? How long do you think their marriage? How many years you give it? You think they'll be like they're going home?
Spidey Sense was saying 2 years.
2 years? Okay, that's the general consensus of what I've been seeing online. A lot of people are saying 2 years.
Hmm. That's been going off of no information. Just kind of like my own, like, just kind of my own spidey senses where I'm just kind of being like, yeah, just kind of like, we'll see. Because I mean, I tend to be wrong about these things, and it's like, and a lot of times couples tend to last longer than I think they will, in my opinion. So,
Same with me. There's some of the couples where I think they won't last, and then they end up lasting.
yeah, yeah, hmm,
Yeah, pretty much a life. It's true. That is true. And what's something else I ran across? Emma Roberts is interested in playing Britney Spears, apparently, if that were a role that she were to come across. What do you feel about
because having that whole like Britney Spears biopic that's supposed to be coming out and being out, um, Emma Roberts.
I don't. That's weird to me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
If anything, like someone said once on a TikTok I was watching, if they ever had a movie this who I honestly think she could play and would be amazing at this role,
Uh-huh.
Stassi Schroeder if they did a Vanderpump Rules movie. I mean, not only was she amazing at it, but she's a fan of the show,
Do you mean
and she actually,
Brittany movie and she's in it? Like Brittany?
you know, I'm just saying just in general, like
Or they
if
did a Vanderpump?
yeah, because it's like because I just feel like Emma Roberts would actually be perfect for that because the fact that I mean I know I'm veering off the train a little bit, but hear me out. But no, it's the fact that I mean because what's the person said on TikTok, and I can't remember who it was who said it, but not only would she make an amazing Stassi, but she's a fan of the show, and she actually whenever she's on Watch What Happens Live, and they were kind of like pretending like to do Vanderpump Rules, she was pretending to be Stassi, and like this was a dead ringer. But anyway, Stassi, yes, for Brittany, I don't think so. I think for someone like her, but I mean, I've heard people say before is that they need to get someone who's like an unknown for
Yeah, I
that.
think so.
Yeah,
I
because like Brittany's like she's so multidimensional because that's the kind of thing about from early in her career.
yeah, yeah.
I think that's probably get someone, maybe even possibly get two people to play when she was younger to play her now. I think you kind of have to because like because the dichotomy there is just so interesting. I mean, just kind of seeing her this young, bright-eyed, but super talented and can, dance her ass off, pop star, but then just seeing someone who's just, you know, who succumbed to like, the industry and in her family pressures and mental health struggles and just see how she's fallen off the wayside, and just that it's kind of like that would be very hard to get just one person to play that. So I kind of think it's one of those things where it's like that. I mean, maybe it could be done, but I mean, who knows? But that's why I think that I want to see somebody like someone who's probably like an unknown do it,
Yeah.
and not, or maybe someone who doesn't have that much of a big resume, big full of shoes. Because I think that someone who's that, I think because of the fact that it's like looking at Emma Roberts, everybody's going to be like at the same time. It's like I mean, definitely she'll have the acting chops for it, yeah.
Mhm.
But I feel like everybody kind of have like this high perception of who they want Brittany to be, But we'll see. But
Wait, do you think that would happen with just about anyone who would take on that?
I mean, I think it's possible, yes, but I kind of feel like with an unknown, they're not going to have that body of work to critique per se.
Yeah.
And if anything, at most maybe they might see dance videos or something like that, or singing videos like on Instagram or YouTube or stuff like that, or TikTok, and kind of be like, kind of get some perception from that. But I think as far as someone else is more known, I think there'll be too much pressure on them. And I think they could pull it off, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like
Yeah.
I don't know.
True. That'll be interesting to see.
Because I know I heard that Millie Bobby Brown was also interested, I think, or that she was like, I feel like that to me, I feel like that should be like I could see her, I can kind of see it as a younger one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't know what her dance and vocal chops are like because I
Yeah.
haven't really seen it. I've seen her rap with Nicki Minaj when she was younger, but that's rapping and not singing, so I don't know. Yeah, but we'll see. I mean, I think it's gonna be interesting to see casting of that. But it kind of makes me think about that upcoming Michael Jackson biopic because the casting for that has been so spot on.
So,
And
who do we have casted right now?
well, let's see. I'm trying to let me see if I can remember offhand. But well, the Michael's gonna be played by one of his nephews.
Do you remember that now? Was that one of like the three T sons, like from what is it from the band or
I'm trying to remember.
yeah?
Let's just look up and check and see what I can find out on that. But
Yeah, a lot of things to look at myself. Mm, mm, mm.
it's coming out in 2025. So his nephew Jafar Jackson's gonna play him. Yeah. Yeah, okay. He's one of Jermaine's sons, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he sure is.
Hmm. He's one of Jermaine's sons, and but oh, that's right. Coleman Domingo is gonna play Joe Jackson. He's from Euphoria.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be on there. Let's see. Yeah, Nia Long's gonna be Catherine Jackson.
Oh, wow.
So it's gonna be really interesting. And
Yeah.
Lorenz Tate and Barry Gordy. That's gonna be I'm very curious to see how this is gonna turn out. And but like what I was saying, I've seen like from pictures I've seen too, but compared like Like you couldn't even like us one as a photo I saw like one of those first look photos of like the Jackson Five when they're together with like the cast versus um. What I'm gonna do is I can if I find it I want to send it to you so you can post it on there to show a screenshot. But it's like it was just amazing that it's like to me. So I couldn't tell the the picture the original from the because it's like it's the casting was just that good.
Want to take a look. So that's what we should do. We should put up a poll and see what does our audience think. Who does our audience think should play Brittany?
Oh, I know. I think that would be a good poll. Yeah.
So we've got Emma Roberts, Blake Lively expressed interest in it. Who else? Who else can we throw in there in the mix?
Millie Bobby Brown because
Okay,
there's been
Millie.
interested with her. Yeah. And just like an unknown, Yeah.
We'll throw in a poll.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. That'll be good.
What else we have going on? Okay, so new Diddy news that popped up. I saw so a new subpoena was issued. According to TMZ, federal prosecutors from the Southern District of New York, they got a subpoena recently for his residence in Miami.
Really interesting. I
Well,
was randomly thinking about that today.
Hotel. It was for
Oh, okay.
Hotel Miami. So I don't know if it was the actual hotel that the incident that was called on film with Cassie. That hasn't been confirmed yet, but all I know is that it was a Hotel Miami and they want evidence and they want
Oh,
everything now. So it looks like things are still in the
I
but
was wondering about that today because I was kind of thinking about. I was randomly thinking about Danity Kane because it's like I love them. I feel like that he gave the raw deal, but then he gave everybody a raw deal from this record label. And I was just kind of thinking it's like between that and the band, and like, and I made him walk across the Brooklyn Bridge to get
the
cheesecake from Juniors. That in a way that how it's like he became like a billionaire and all these people on the record label were not like,
thing. Like
yeah, exactly. They're like they made next to nothing and that he did nothing but just sit on their music and didn't release anything, didn't do shit for them as artists. And it's like, I mean, I knew that dude was diabolical. Like I knew all the stories I heard about him were true. And sure enough, the deposition came out.
these stories, and then it's with the advancement of social media. To be completely
Yeah, yeah.
is what made all these stories and all this stuff.
Exactly.
I give Cassie mad props, and I will give it to her
Yeah,
until the
yeah.
day I die because she was able to do what so many people haven't been able to do.
Yeah, and we're afraid to do, yeah.
And oh my god, it's and I'm still curious. I want to know who had that tape and who sat on it. But they sat on it and they waited. I wonder if Cassie had a copy of it. Well, if they gave it to us.
Your guess is as good as mine. Yeah, I wish I could find out. Yeah, yeah.
Curious about that though. But somebody had it and somebody kept it. But there was no hiding from that. That's for sure.
Oh, I know.
Not at all. Well, any other news stories?
Yeah, well, more of and more interesting news and more upbeat. Well, I actually want to call it upbeat news, but
Upbeat. I like my upbeat stories.
so it's my favorite fashionista and con artist, Anna Delvey. Born Anna Sorokin, in Russia, who frauded people out of $250,000 in New York City for posing as a socialite. Is apparently, I guess, apparently she's out of she was on house arrest. I guess she's out of house arrest now because she's going to be on a 33rd season of Dancing with the Stars.
So that means she's not gonna have an ankle bracelet on, an ankle monitor.
I guess not.
And so she's being rewarded for her behavior. I swear, but then again, I mean, look at this.
On one hand, it's like, yeah, one hand, it's like I'm eager to see it, but at the same time, I'm not terribly surprised if it had Carol Baskin on there. Who they believe possibly murdered her husband. And which I mean, they really don't have any proof of that, but he's done disappeared for God knows how long. And didn't have that, but until like some people have made a point of this too, and I'm gonna say it's a controversial opinion, but it's almost like how can I say this?
Share.
Somebody black. I don't think they've got this kind of open reception or I got this kind of deal like this at all. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting to see it. I don't think I can't think of anyone offhand. Where's half of me? Hey, meanwhile, Will Smith's still being punished for getting
for the
heated and slapping. Yeah, exactly. Chris Rock on stage at the Oscars, and yeah, I mean he shouldn't have done it, but at the same time, it's like I feel like that he still never recovered from that. And
Mm-mm.
meanwhile, Anna Delvey's had her rooftop parties and her art shows, and she's good reward. And also look at, I mean,
Like,
and then also look, and also look at Gypsy Rose Blanchard too.
yeah, also
And yeah, I mean, like she was involved in helping murder her mom. Granted, her mom had it coming, but still, it's like, I mean, like I said too, I mean, like let it be like, someone black in this situation, similar situation, and we see these things, opportunities for them.
no.
It's debatable. Probably, I would say debatable, but I mean, we didn't answer. The short answer is no. Yeah.
Uh,
So I mean, I will say that, but at the same time, I do want to see her on here. Curious to see what's going to do. I think I want to see what she's going to wear, and I think that no, but I think see what she's going to wear, and I kind of want to see her like last at least past like 3 episodes
yeah, I want
or
to
three.
design her
Yeah,
own outfit or like pick her out.
yeah, right. And I also want to see if they're going to make any tongue-in-cheek jokes about uh this and it, and I feel like they will because Dancing with the Stars, but I think it'll be funny. So let them.
She's black and serious.
I know we got the Olympian, the guy who like was from Team USA men's team,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
pommel horse guy, yeah.
Mhm.
Which I feel bad I'm blanking on his name right now, but I feel like it's like Nathan. But
He's the one
let me
that
get it for a second.
that one.
Yes, and mhm,
But you're right. I can't remember his name.
yeah, it's like I think I follow him on Instagram. Actually, I know I do. Shut up.
Time is it? It was 9:25. Not to fuck. I'm purposely trying to get myself to record late because I'm trying to get myself and go out crumble.
Oh yeah.
Because a recent problem of mine, and it shouldn't be, because I've been going to the gym religiously.
I thought about it because I was kind of looking at the menu because I always like to look at it each week. And
No,
that's a TikTok. Nothing is a TikTok I saw the other day. Someone somebody eat a crumble cookie. And someone took a knife and scraped ice. They scraped the ice off the cookie, threw the ice in the trash. And they threw the cookie in the trash.
it's just dirty. That's just wrong. Kind of.
It's like I think just like I don't even remember because like they kind of like it was something that didn't look very fancy. I think it looked like ice and looked like it was white and it was like a white, yeah, like a white cookie or whatever. But it was just really funny because it's like I hear like because crumble, it's like the thing about crumble is that I feel like it's compared to insomnia, which I love, crumble can be hit or miss sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's a lot of it is. One of my favorite TikTok, and I feel bad for this dude because it's like how Crumble didn't do anything in terms like they used the sound bit,
Uh-huh.
but of course it's just how they do with black creators, and they use the sound bit. And let's talk. I need to see if I can find it. It's oh, they were using it.
Sound bit he didn't get any credit for.
Yeah, and they didn't pay him or anything. No, this is nothing. But then meanwhile, I have other you have a lot of white creators who get noodles of money and like make a lot of stuff from their from their like stuff from their stuff that they do all the time. But it always gives and stuff like that. And even like Rodrigo did she even did like a little she's a sound bit and did a video recording of it and it was hilarious because I had to see if I could find it, but
See,
oh my goodness.
familiar with it because, like I've said before, it's like when it comes to TikTok, I mostly use it for our social media um for our podcast. But other than that, like I'm still trying to learn the ropes of it. To be honest, like to see like what's trending and what's catching on and all that. Have you found this?
Yeah, I found it. Yeah. It's a good video.
Y'all gonna get a little second out second song.
Oh, I have to keep putting it because like his comment was really funny.
Just to live here about you.
Not here, but to you.
Never seen.
Someone, oh, it was really funny, and it's like I'm trying to. I want to find his name because like, well, still following him. I mean, actually, does like really, he does really well. So it's like, was he to like find? I can't remember his name, but it's because he's got an account. He's actually like, see what it is like. What I'm finding mostly of just a lot of people who are like taking this video and getting credit for it and stitching it. But I'm trying to find his actual account. There he is, Dre in Dallas. So like DREINDALLAS. So I could give him a follow on TikTok. He's got 1.2 million followers, rightfully so, but he has a lot of food reviews and he's really, really funny. But that was the one that was most popular, but then Crumble did him dirty and like go figure and like didn't give him credit for anything, but kept using the sound bit and stuff.
They kept using his sound bit, and they see now it makes me not want to. Okay, I'm gonna go to Insomnia instead. Oh, shitty! That pisses me off. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether they've made good on that or not. I don't know, but last I heard, like they didn't. Yeah. Do better, Crumble and all the other goddamn corporations out there.
All right. Any other news? What else we have?
What I could think of just yet. I mean, some things I heard. Well, I'm trying to think. Nothing I could think of offhand. I don't want to get in trouble for sharing like I'm supposed to right now.
Oh, same. Yeah, sure. I do get that. Yeah, that also. But
Yeah,
I'm waiting for Secret Lies of Mormon Wives to come out.
I forgot about that. When's that come out this month?
That's supposed to be Friday, I believe, or Saturday.
That's gonna be our new TV we're gonna be watching.
I know we're gonna cover it. I can.
Yeah. I'm gonna cover that too. I need to talk about it. I definitely want to.
So yes, that'll be nice. That'll be our next show that we cover. So of course I'll be back with Reality with Krista Marie Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Streaming from her channel and our channel. Like in the afternoon. That's gonna be 12:15. We're gonna cover Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Because that's soon. I'm still pissed that Monica's not back though.
Oh yeah. It's like I get it why they didn't put her back on there. I mean, it makes
she actually they offered her to come back.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was 2 other housewives that I believe it was 2 of them. They weren't going to come back, or
she did. Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah,
she chose not to.
Interesting.
But she's got she and Adam from Up and Adam Newell have a podcast out now. It's
really okay.
I think it's called Salty something, but I started listening to it. It was really good. Yes, it was very interesting.
Gotcha.
But, yeah. All right. Well, on that note, I guess we're gonna go ahead and get ready to wrap it up. And I am not gonna go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm good. I'm getting tired tonight.
Tonight, I think I can do that.
I know exactly where I'm going.
Where?
Bed. I'm tired.
Take a bit. Tonight.
I'm really tired and hungry. Yeah.
Well, on that note, you have a good night.
Yeah, thank you for joining us again.
Yes, y'all have a good night.
It's a pleasure.
Yes, I'll get this episode uploaded tonight, Wednesday. We'll be back. We're recording Wednesday night for our release.
Yeah.
With Megan O'Brien. I'm so super excited.
Oh, I'm excited about it too. That'll be good.
She has awesome stories, and Lucy's barking, and I need to go take her out. So, all right, y'all have a good night. Please like, follow, subscribe, share. We love y'all. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye. Good night.